that okay? Yes. So good evening, my beautiful sisters, and a very, very warm welcome to this absolutely wonderful global dialogue. And, my name is Suchitra, and I'm there in Bengaluru, India. And it's my absolute honor to be your moderator today. So we're joined by 15 incredible sisters who are going to share their experience of sisterhood and what sisterhood actually means to us. And it's a very simple thing that we are doing, but very profound. And it's exactly what Dr. Harbeen is, simple yet profound. She's our founder and she's our visionary and our guiding light. So to ensure that every voice gets its equal opportunity, we are going to request the speakers to strictly mind that 2-minute time limit. And like I said, I have this little bell which will go off after 2 minutes. And okay, so why waste time? Let's begin. And our first speaker is a brand professional, and she's from Hyderabad, and she makes modern foods from ancient ingredients. And that's Neha Gupta. Are you here, Neha?
I
Yes,
am
you're here.
there. Yes.
It's over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kaul. Hello, everyone. Glad to be part of this group. And I think it's amazing to have a sisterhood when the world talks about the tech bros and the smoke partners and the different ways in which males get an opportunity to bond with themselves. And I think for females, it's great to have a platform. And for me, I think sisterhood is about being someone who helps you grow together with them. Somebody who understands the struggle and the pain that as a female we at times go through. I salute everyone who's in a professional space being a female, because whether we are a mother or a wife or you're somebody alone, I think there is a huge part of our familial responsibilities that we have, beyond which we step out and take our professional responsibilities as well. So hats off to all of us. I will quickly share an introduction about myself. As Dr. Kaul shared, I am a brand professional. I come with about 20 years of experience working with various brands. As you will see, I have built a lot of Indian and global brands, as you can see on the screen. And as you'll see behind me, I'm working and building this brand called Real Boon. And the essence of which comes from the fact that, so this is my packets. I don't know if I can, anyways, you can see it at the back. And we have some snacks as well, which we make, so the way we've reimagined a lot of things is that I think all of us are familiar with this product called Makhana, which is called Foxnut as well. And I, as a brand professional, wondered that why do we not have our own brands which are global, while you have a hot yoga and turmeric latte, which people have taken away from us in spite of being from India. And Makhana could not get that level the way matcha could. So I started reimagining how we can take Makhana to a global audience. And I said, why not make it like a cereal which they consume daily? It's more than a $20 billion market, and this is something I've worked on since last 1 year. And I would love to get support, ideas, help, or if anybody is there who would like my help in growing their brand or business or love to collaborate. I think for me that's sisterhood. And if you would like to bounce off with any concerns that you may have, and not just professional in terms of how I can help you technically. I've built teams for more than last 10 years at a position where I've been at leadership position. And I think one of the things that I feel most of us struggle with is an imposter syndrome. We think we are not good enough. We think we are not up there. And I think that's something which has to go away for us to be there. The fact that we are on the table means we have something in us to be on the table. So I'm available for anybody who would love to, I would love to have any conversation, any thoughts, any ideas you would love to bounce. I would love to bounce off with you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Neha. Thank you so much. Girls, I know we get carried away, but let's just restrict it to 2 minutes. And that was very ingenious to have your slide there. And, it's that time of the day that tea is to be served, and what better but with fox nuts. So we're really going to remember you. Thank you so much for starting this off. And that's where true sisterhood begins, at the dining table. Keep us healthy. And I want to welcome our next speaker now. She's a corporate professional who has turned a transformational mindset coach, and she's a mentor, she's a corporate trainer, she's an author and a brand communication consultant, a podcaster, and a Toastmaster. So let's welcome Nupur Bartwal. Sister Nupur Bartwal, over to you. Are you here, Nupur? Yes. You're muted, dear.
Sorry, I was still on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. And I'm Nupur Bartwal, as she has already introduced me. I'm joining from Delhi. And since we are here to talk about sisterhood, I will talk about my understanding of sisterhood during my 25 plus years of corporate life across industries. And today, when I interact with corporates as a mentor, my learning and unlearning about sisterhood. Because in corporates, sisterhood is still big time lacking. Yeah, because we always feel that that top place is a very narrow space. So whoever reaches there ensures that there's nobody there, and we don't want to pull up another sister there. That's the reality. Anyway, sisterhood does not always have to be perfect. Sometimes it begins with misunderstanding, and it grows through pain. And it appears in your life when you least expect it. Because in my experience, there have been moments in my life when I felt all alone what I was going through. On the outside, everything looks extremely well and fine. But inside, there are questions, doubts, and emotions, and you really don't know how to hold it. And then you find there are women who would just simply show up, not with solution, not with advice, but just with their presence. And that is very, very important. Help doesn't mean that I have to provide you a solution. Many times we are just looking for someone who will be there to listen to us. Just be there without giving any gyan, any solution. Is the bell ringing? So have I taken my time? So I'll just sum
No,
it up
you
with
have
one
conveyed
line.
your message so
Okay,
beautifully,
great.
Nupur,
Okay,
because
thanks.
it's that vulnerability that you
Yes, it's
brought out, and
very, very
that's so
important.
important. It's such a
Very
powerful
important.
reminder that
Yeah.
we don't have to walk alone. When we have
Yes,
each other,
we
and
have each other.
yes,
And
and that's
also,
what Dr. Harveen always tells us, and she's here
yes,
in person. Hi, Dr. Harveen. Hi.
Hello, sisters. My love,
hello,
much love to
hi.
all of you and gratitude, gratitude.
Yes.
Please go on.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So for me,
So
choosing compassion over judgment is the real sisterhood.
that's right.
We
That's
are
right.
very, very eager and extremely, we just pounce on judgment.
Correct.
That's
That's
a
right.
fact.
I want to
Yeah.
now move on to our
Yeah.
next speaker.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much, Nupur, for your thoughts.
Thank,
So
thank
now I want to invite a physiotherapist, and she's from Nellore. She's also the president of Health and Fitness Council of Wiki, Andhra Pradesh. And it's over to Dr. V. Manjula Kumari.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suchitra ma'am. A very good evening to all the soul sisters, especially to Harbin Arora ma'am. I have been associated with Wiki and Women Economic Forum since 2020, where I got to know a lot of women who are running their own, they're following their own dreams, as well as they're struggling with their careers. Yet they come together. They hold each other's hand to develop a congenial atmosphere where women can speak out, where women are heard without any judgment. As Nupur ma'am said, yes, there should be someone. who actually listen to us. They need not do anything. They just hold our hand. हाथ में हाथ मिला के चलना बस वही ठीक है. That makes a lot of difference because I have gone through a lot, and I day in and day out as a physiotherapist and into fitness counsel, fitness domain, I keep meeting women who underwent postpartum depression, as well as low body image, low self image, and other things, where women, they are in a vulnerable state, and they are often afraid of being judged all the time for being obese or for being shaped out. They're
Mhm.
afraid of their in-laws and others. They just want somebody where they can vent out everything. Unless their stress is vented out, they cannot lose the weight. So that is how I got to know people. I got to I got to know everybody and speak to them, to know their struggles, to help them. This is what actual sisterhood is. Just being compassionate, just being empathetic is enough. We need not do anything, but just stay there with them. Just give them that confidence, motivation.
Thank
That
you.
is more than
Thank you,
enough.
Manjula. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we always need to know that. And the work that you do is, you're the right person to be there with all that compassion that you have. And your resilience also is incredibly inspiring. And that's how exactly sisterhood lifts us. So now let's hear from
Thank
our
you.
next speaker, who is from another continent. And she is from Kenya, and she is building Africa's greens. And she works to build sustainable transport for women's e mobility. Please welcome Faith Waraki. Over to you, Faith. She was here bright and
I am
early. Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
am here. Thank you so much, Dr. Shtira.
Yes.
Always a pleasure to be in a sisterhood environment. And I look back at my journey from corporate and now where I am trailblazing green energy, renewable energy, reskilling, upskilling, and capacity building, because we know Africa is still really behind. And I am always encouraged to hear from Dr. Habin, Aurora, and the team of great women who've already trailblazed something in their nations. So one of the things I would want to share is that sisterhood in the corporate world is always about competing to get ahead of everyone else. And when sisterhood is stripping, like now, I mean, flipping with the understanding that I am now gathering from the other sisters across the nations, is that sisterhood opens doors, amplifies voices, helps in covering bright spots, especially for those who are starting trailblazing new lines of mentorship, like what I am doing, and also creating safety to take risks. And I am here just to learn and to sit at the feet of other sisters in other nations. And I hope that with time we can have the same happening in Africa and in my motherhood country, Kenya. Thank you. I saw the bell.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Faith. I love that perspective. When one sister succeeds, she clears a path for the rest,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you so
Yes.
much. And that
Yes.
moves across continents. So let's move on to our next speaker. She works in social media. Don't we all love that? In social media analytics, it's changing the world, and also in social media visualization. Let's welcome Meenakshi Kaushik. Over to you,
Uh,
Meenakshi.
am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Suchitra. And just a little correction. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I spent almost like 25 years into healthcare, authoring "Healing is the New Hustle" and now become tea architect, sensory alchemist, or a blissipreneur. I call myself, and first of all, it's been a great privilege to be here today along with the powerful leaders from across the globe. And what I really see, and to me, sisterhood actually is a heart to heart energy system. I view it this way, because which has to be built on a very three pillars, which also, I talked about in my book, three C's, and how I flip it around into sisterhood. And those three C's are actually create, and second is celebrate, and the third is catalyze. So to create the community where we share each other's challenges so that no one will walk the path alone. Celebrate and the failures as much as you celebrate your wins, because I've learned from my corporate leadership and all, that perfection is actually a vanity, and the joy of progress is where the raw human growth lies, and that's where the true connection happens. And the third is catalyze, where we catalyze each other resilience, each other brilliance, and actually hold the space so that we are vulnerable, and also at the same time move beyond from the exhaustion of hustle to the piece of flow. So and this reminds me of what Lisa Nichols very beautifully said, that when anyone cannot handle your shine, give them the shades, but don't dim your light. And that's where the sisterhood becomes your technology, your handy tool, your platform, initiative, whatever name you call it. But through these pillars of three C's, you can actually build this capacity to sustain our power, because we are all each unique single print edition, and it is our duty to actually own our story gracefully. And I'm also building gathering a founding circle of leaders where we can have that space to slow down and also to connect heart to heart. And so invite you all to join my founding founder reserve circle, and we can talk, of course, and let's rise together and lead a
Thank
life of
you.
love.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you for the three C's. I think they make a lot of sense. And individually, we know we are strong individually. We may be, but together we become an unstoppable force. And thank you for anchoring that. So next, we have somebody from Indonesia, and she's a global ecosystem architect, and she's into designing and activating cross-border platforms which are bridging diplomacy and sports and also emerging technology. And it's over to Grace Sabanda. Grace, are we here? Yes.
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 Sorry. In my journey, I work across soft power diplomacy, technology, and sport innovation. And for decades, when people thought that of the global sports industry, they envisioned a stadium built by men for men. But my work has shown an undeniable truth. The future of sports innovation is actually female. Today, women are no longer just cheering from the sidelines. We are the fastest growing market, the most passionate tech adopters, and the biggest potential actors for the entire ecosystem. From blockchain driven fan engagement to AI powered wellness, women are redefining what sportainment looks like. And that brings me to what sisterhood truly means to me. In my world, especially as a G100 global advisor for sports empowerment and championship, sisterhood is a strategic catalyst. It is the force that breaks down the alternate boys club. To me, sisterhood means looking at a male dominated industry and saying, we're not going to wait for an invitation. We are going to build our own stadium.
Yes.
Sisterhood is when women, tech innovators, business leaders, and creators unite to unlock this massive untapped economic potential.
Yes.
So sisterhood means we live as we climb,
Yes.
ensuring that
Thank you
the
so
doors
much,
we
Grace.
open today stay wide open for the next generation
You're
to
right,
come.
Grace. Such beautiful, soulful words, and you perfectly capture what is happening in the sports scene in India, whether it's hockey or whether it's cricket. The ladies are there dominating the
Yeah.
field, and right in the center, that's where the action is. Thank you so much. And up next, we have somebody who makes hats, and she exports them too. Do we have Marjorie here? Marjorie Race? Marjorie, are you here? I don't see you because I have limited pictures on the screen. I don't think she's there. Okay, I was keen to meet her because I haven't met anybody who makes all these hats and sends them all over the world. Maybe she'll join us later. Next, we have, do we have Aishwarya? Because before I give the introduction, let me see if she's there. Aishwarya, are you there? Aishwarya, Sandeep? No? What about Reshma Nair or Ritvika Banerjee? Are you here, Ritvika? Dimpy? We were talking on the WhatsApp. Dimpy's.
Yeah, even Aishwarya was on the call. I
She was
saw
on the
Aishwarya
call.
is there. I
Okay,
don't know
let's
if she's
see
new.
if she can somebody just message in the chat group that we are looking for you, Aishwarya?
Yeah, Ritu can help. Ritu, please help us connect with the speakers who are yet to speak.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
speakers, Aishwarya, and I think Reshma did say that she may not be able to join, and Ritvika as well, Dimpy also. But I see the
Aishwarya is here. We see Aishwarya. She's
there
here.
you are. There you are. I did see
Sorry.
you. Okay, so she's the founder of a law school and media and intellectual property rights lawyer. And it's over to her, Aishwarya. Come on, let's hear what you have to say for Sisterhood.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So, generally, when some people ask me about what exactly sisterhood means to me, as the founder of Law School Uncensored, my answer is very simple. It is just survival, strength, and space. It's a space to exist without apology, without guilt, a space to speak without fear, and a space to grow without competition, which does not become cruelty. Now, as women, especially in professions such as law, we are often taught very clearly that there is very limited room for us. We have limited opportunities, limited seats at table. Uh, we are told that until unless you're not a second generation lawyer, you won't succeed at all in this field. And because of that mindset, many women grow up believing that they must compete with one another instead of supporting one another. But while building Law School Uncensored, it changed that belief completely for me. Over the time, I realized that women do not rise because the world suddenly becomes easy for them. Women rise because another woman, she quietly says that I will help you, I will guide you, I will mention your name, in a room full of opportunities. It is when one woman gives support, she becomes the sole support of another woman. And that exactly is what sisterhood to me. It is not perfection, but it is a presence. It is maybe, just checking up on your friend before her interview that, hey, do you need any help? And instead of hiding the opportunities, let us share them with each other. It's like women who are helping each other fix their crown instead of telling the world that, hey, her crown is falling, she is tumbling down. So as a founder, I've met several students, lawyers, creators, entrepreneurs. One thing I noticed is that behind every confident woman, you usually have another woman who is reminded of her worth when she forgot herself.
Yes,
So thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Aishwarya. That was direct, and impactful, coming from a law exponent and filled with a lot of truth. So thank you for that legal spark. And now we want to move to our next speaker. And I'm not sure if we have Dimpy, so I'm going to call somebody who is a psychotherapist, and she's a life skills facilitator and a corporate trainer. And she uses NLP and yoga so effectively in healing. So it's over to the wonderful and my soul sister, Joniki Thomas. Over to you, Joniki.
Thank you so much, Suchitra. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. So when I think of sisterhood, I don't think of it as friendship or networking. I think of sisterhood as emotional solidarity. So after more than 20 years in as working as a psychologist and trainers, facilitators, and working with women across all ages and professions, I've realized something important, that even the most accomplished women, the leaders, entrepreneurs, creators, caregivers, we are often carrying invisible emotional weight, the pressure to hold things together, to not fall apart and keep performing. So behind that strength, success, and resilience that many of us carry all the time, there's also this deep longing to feel emotionally safe, accepted, and truly understood. So sisterhood for me would be a space like that, where you don't have to constantly prove your worth, or not to have to stand to someone else's idea of perfection. So it's not women rescuing women. It is not women fixing other women, but it's more witnessing others and being there as a support if they need it. So in my line of work, because I have to work a lot one-on-one as well as in group setup, I know that emotionally aware women, they bring forward healthier relationships, healthier workplaces, healthier families, and of course, healthier communities. And I also believe that, what Nupur was saying about why do you have to work alone? We all can work together. And what Meenakshi was saying about celebrating others, that if we can also take care to emotionally heal ourselves, it doesn't just change individual lives. It changes homes. It changes workplaces.
Thank you, Joniki.
Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
dear.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
That's a lot of advice. And I know this healing ourselves allows us to heal and support the collective, the sisterhood. So thank you for that wisdom.
Thanks so much.
And your words, they feel like a warm embrace. And they remind us that that's how sisterhood is so safe, when we make that safety with each other. Thank you. Now let's move on. And now we have another coach, but she teaches communication and leadership to children, to teens, and she is a veteran Toastmaster from Toastmasters International. Let's welcome Nitasha Kumar. Over to you, dear.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Dr. Harbin, Dr. Kaul, and of course, my fellow sisters here. Sisterhood to me found a whole new meaning when I founded the Return to India Mom community back in 2017. That community has grown to support 20,000 plus women across 23 cities in India. What began as a shared experience of transition, uncertainty, and rebuilding slowly became something so much bigger. A circle of women who truly understand the emotional chaos that we go through while trying to hold a family together. In this tribe, the Return to India Moms, sisterhood looks like practical advice mixed with emotional rescue. School recommendations, midnight reassurance, sharing contacts, sharing fears, sharing victories, and sometimes just sharing the comfort of hearing, you're not the only one feeling this way. We all come together from different cities, countries, careers, and bring with us life stories. Yet, there is an invisible thread that connects us, the courage that it takes to uproot life and begin once again. The Return to India Moms Tribe reminded me that women have an incredible way of turning strangers into safer spaces. Since no question feels silly, no struggle feels isolated, and no win goes unnoticed. To me, sisterhood, women showing up for each other, not because they have to, but just because they understand.
Thank you,
Somewhere between
Natasha.
navigating schools,
Thank you,
we
Natasha,
built
for
belonging.
bringing that
Thank you.
message out, so strongly that individually we are strong, but then together we are just unstoppable. Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Thank you.
now we have somebody from Brazil, and she's an executive who's a leadership and a career coach for global leaders, and she's also a business mentor. So let's welcome the lady with the big, big smile here, looking lovely, beautiful in the black and red. We have Ro M on it. Over to you, dear.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. I am Romone from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I am an entrepreneur and executive coach and a consultant in business and leadership development for women. I also serve as executive council member for racial and gender equality at the Renewable Energy and Green Energy Alternatives Wing of the 100 Global here in Brazil. For me, sisterhood means mutual support, care, and belonging. It means knowing that no woman has to build alone. What can grow together is stronger in community. I truly believe that when women support one another, they do not only grow individually, they create pathways for others and accelerate real transformation. That's why my work is focused on helping women turn their expertise into authority, positioning, and greater revenue with more clarity and strategy. Today, more than ever, we need spaces for women where we can share, grow, and prosper without losing our essence. And that's exactly what I find here in sisterhood: support, care, and opportunities that create real impact for me and for other women as well. To close, I would like to invite the women who want to turn their experience into value, their influence into results, and build a strategic partnership. Please contact me at LinkedIn. Thank you very much for this incredible
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you, Ro. You gave us a beautiful reminder that, across borders and across cultures, our hearts beat like one with the same purpose of sisterhood.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks a
so
lot.
much. And now I want to invite a very special lady, Pinal, who's going to tell you about the most wonderful platform built for women, and that's the She Economy. Over to you, Pinal.
Thank you, Suchitra, for moderating this session in such an amazing way that we, now know everyone, their thought processes and where they work and what their missions are. And with the same concept, our founder, Dr. Harbin Rai Arora, have created the she economy, that we should not just to limit ourselves for any home or any place or any other platform. We should have all the platform, all the women empowerment, all the women support in one place at the one place all the time. So that's why Dr. Harbin have created the She Economy with the vision of bringing all the women on a one platform with the community, commerce, and a media where you can list your product, market your product, and for the networking purpose, you can connect. So today we know we have this 15 amazing women, and on She Economy, you can find all this 15 amazing women's work, all this 15 amazing women's account. So, it's just a one click away. You can click there, connect them, and start maybe working together, or maybe you can buy their product, or anything you can do. So that's about the She Economy. I think most of us have your accounts on She Economy. Whomever don't have yet, we are going to connect after this call so you can list and start your entrepreneurial journey to bring it to the next level. And the second quick note is we are going to be amplifying this session on social media. So make sure to, like, share, and comment there after this event, so everyone can know that what we have discussed in this 35 minutes of powerful meeting, and they can know what our powers are. Thank you so much, Suchitra, for
Thank you. Thank
amazing
you,
session.
Pinal. That was that was wonderful. compact. And what a breathtaking half hour that this has been. To every single sister who spoke today, thank you. Thank you for your raw authenticity, your feelings, and your presence. It was so heartfelt. I know we came into this room as individuals, but we're going to leave woven together in the Shakti Bandhan, in the the cyber Shakti Bandhan, the shared thread of our stories. And you've all proven that when women show up for women, then that's when the magic happens. And that's the official motto, I can say, of All Ladies League. Together we rise stronger. So let's carry this light and this love and this fierce mutual support into the world and into our everyday lives. A very special thank you to the Director General, All Ladies League, Ritu, for her seamless coordination in bringing us all together. Thank you. And we have Dr. Harbeen here. If you'd like to say a few words, Doctor.
Always with pleasure, soul sister Suchitra. It's ever so delightful seeing the way you joyously string together everything. Every time you bring together a panel, whether it's at the Women Economic Forum, whether it's offline, whether it's online, whether it's in your beautiful healing presence, it's always the same spirit of generosity. And to me, sisterhood is that. It is a certain somebody used the word the other day, radical generosity. And it's not about giving money or charity. It's really about giving the gift of your time, sharing. Sharing was a word that was used. So I don't want to use the word giving. I think it's about sharing the gift of our spirit, of our time, of our sensibility, of our spirit to heal, help, whatever is coming from the depths of our heart. Sisterhood to me is the soul of everything that we do. And this soul carries light, this soul carries love, and this soul carries something for everyone. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Sister Harbeen. Thank you for blessing us and leading the way for us and bringing the shining light, for us, lighting up the path for us. Keep shining, sisters. And this session is now officially concluded. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. See you on LinkedIn. See you on She Economy.
For sure.